What do you think most brands are doing wrong on Facebook? You kind of touched on it a little bit then, but like, is that middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel, top of the funnel system even working anymore? Because like you mentioned, I was taught Facebook ads, and I haven't run Facebook ads in a very long time, but I was taught Facebook ads, the traditional campaign structure, which is, covering all those bases, excluding purchasers, having a retargeting campaign, all that usual stuff. Like, that's how I was taught to run Facebook ads. Is that just not a thing anymore?
I actually thought about this a lot more with the prep to this, and I've always said, like, no, that's a bad idea. But I want to amend that. It does work. You can get C+ success doing it that way. You can work far harder than you need to get a far worse result than you deserve by doing things in the wrong way, but it doesn't mean it won't work. Mm-hmm. I see people that are successful in that way consistently. I also think that they're successful because their definition of success is something that sells their opportunity short. If you were doing F work and now you're doing C+, that's amazing. If you're making it work, good for you. And I don't want you to feel shamed or that like, well, it's working for me, so this person's crazy. That's good for you. I'm glad it's working. But there is a big difference between trying to not go out of business by working 6 to 8, 12 hours a day where you're never able to take a break and you have to be right on every guest that you make and tremendously impair your upside. Mm-hmm. There's a big difference between that and massively scaling your business. The brands that I take from 6 to 8 figures, 7 to 9 figures, they are not focused on non-scalable workflows. You cannot scale a business if the owner has to work in the business in order to make it work, or you have to force employees to work so hard that they're ineffective. Henry Ford made the assembly line, right? Now, yeah, sure, there are, British car companies that make the car by hand out of wood all day long, and they're going to be beautiful. Lamborghinis are wonderful. They make 200 a year, right? Mm-hmm. Or you could make 20,000 a day. And if you want to make real money and you're not selling a $200,000 product, economies of scale and business metrics say that you have to find better ways of solving the problem. And what I would tell people is, it's called the ads manager for a reason. You're not ever doing the work. You are the manager of the machine. You are the factory foreman. And your job isn't to micromanage every employee to the point where they cannot work without you. Your job is to set them up to be so successful that you never have to do the work. And that's the real difference between people that work really, really hard and pat themselves on the back because they get C+ work, which, hey, look, if that's above an F and you're successful, awesome. But the difference between that and working 15 minutes a day, 90 minutes a week maybe, and taking your business from struggling at 5 or 6 to a successful 6, 7, 8, 9-figure business, you're never going to be able to work 10 times harder. So you have to start using the tools in the way they're designed to be used in order to be successful. So yes, that TOF, MOF, BOF stuff works, but you can also build a house using just a wrench and duct tape. Doesn't mean I want to live there. And I just want to make that clarification because I don't want to alienate folks that learned that way, because it doesn't mean you're dead, but just I think people have been taught to value the wrong angles of work when it comes to this, because you should be spending your time on business model. You should be spending your time knowing the value and volume and cost of parts of the funnel and customer journey. You should be focusing on incremental lift and LTV far more than what ad works so well I can spend my entire budget on it so that 3 weeks from now I have to start all over. There's a very different mindset there. And that's the difference between an 8 and 9-figure business and somebody struggling out of the garage to get to a 6-figure one.
Thanks very much for watching this clip of the D2C Deep Dive. You can watch the full episode in its entirety in the cards above, or you can subscribe to us on iTunes and Spotify. The link is down below. Make sure you subscribe and like the video, and I'll see you next time.